Hello and welcome back to the stream. Hope you're all having a good day today. We're back, finally, with some of the Highlander campaign. That music is really weird. I'm going to turn it down a bit. Turn up Pretzel Rocks for some different music because the usual playlist kind of drives me insane a little bit because it's just the same thing over and over again. So yeah, we're mixing it up a bit today. So yeah, we're back. It's been like a month. Life stuff happens. But we're doing it. We're back. So, quick recap of what happened last time. We ended up in Shady Creek Run. Hawthorne has just, sorry, words are hard. Hawthorne and the crew have just been jumped in the street by a bunch of hoodlums. And we ripped their heads from their bodies. Literally and figuratively. So yeah. Where's the new die? Right here. I've got the twins today. They're going to be doing it all for me. And I've also got my dice box now. Look at all the click clacks. Look at them all. I've actually got a nice wee collection. So I'm going to be doing a lot of physical dice rolls. Next week, I'm going to try... Hopefully if we do this again next week, I'm going to try and hook up a second camera for the dice rolls. But yeah, for now, I'm going to undeafen real quick, and we'll get things going. But for now, hello Price, hello Jamie, hello Milo, Ryan, and Split. Welcome in, good to see you. Make sure to hit the like button as you're coming in. Helps a ton, pushes it out, gets the algorithm catching us, and hopefully brings in some new people. Without further ado, I'm going to undeafen, and we are going to get this started. We're live!
We're live, oh god.
Hi. I mean,
Oh Jesus.
Plot twist,
Hello.
I've gone live and no one was ready for it.
Oh, okay. Hello.
I'll say a happy Cinco de Mayo to all you Americans. And, you know,
Cinco de Mayo. Woo!
Also, happy late Star Wars Day. Happy Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah,
Revenge of the 5th, of course.
there you go. Yeah, I'm enjoying a brisket taco in honor of
Nice.
the Cinco.
Nice.
I had pizza. Don't worry about it.
Yo, Sam. Alright.
I don't remember what I had.
Alrighty then. So, last time, the party finally, getting to sort of the edge of the Savalier Wood. They finally got to the edge of the Savalier Wood. They met up with one of the grudge gang of the Savalier Wood that Hawthorne's familiar with, a halfling named Dellen. They proceeded to make their way into the town, where they were waylaid briefly by a fairly incompetent group of bandits that they quickly and brutally dispatched, as their travels through the wilderness has prepared them for much more tough encounters. And that's pretty much where we ended off with the group. Dellen leading the way, telling the group, if you have cloaks, put them up. And you guys walk into Shady Creek Run. You guys sort of hit the town, and as you sort of get through the trees and start to get into the main street of the town, it's cobbled together. Like, the houses are more shanty houses than anything. They're cobbled together, ramshackle houses. Even like the places of business are just like thrown together, wooden buildings. Very rarely do you see a stone building. And yeah, you guys start down the main street. That is Hawthorne, is called
Sounds like Hull.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn. But yeah, the main street of Shady Creek is called Clover Alley. And yeah, it's just lined with these buildings and mud holes and hovels that are, it's home.
Truly.
But yeah, you guys sort of make your way through. The streets are busy. Most people keeping to themselves. You sort of keep an eye around. You definitely pass alleyways with bodies in them that no one seems to be minding. Yeah. Everyone's sort of keeping an eye out around them. But yeah, you're sort of just following Dylan at the moment as he leads you down Clover Alley. Is there anything you guys want to do? Anything you're keeping an eye out for, or you just want to?
I'm kind of keeping an eye basically anywhere. Like I'm watching the alleyways. I'm like periodically checking the rooftops. Basically checking anywhere where anyone could be following us or tailing us, or like I'm basically just watching for a tail.
Sure, give me a perception check.
Oh yeah, my perception's +7. I'm better at those now. Actually, I'll use the actual dice for this. No, fuck, I rolled a 6. I rolled a 6, that's helpful. 7, 9, 10, 11, 13.
Alright, so you're keeping an eye out. You know, just looking around. Some memories are coming back to you. Maybe a little distracting, but yeah, you're sort of remembering your times on these streets. But anybody else like to do anything?
I mean, I'm very cautious about considering like the amount of gold and platinum I somehow have on me, and so I want to make sure that that's kind of kept hidden away, because if anyone sort of keeps clock on that and notes that, I might be a target or something.
Yeah. Do you sort of keep a hand on your coin pouch?
Yeah.
And just keep an eye out around as well. No problem. Kesef, Tartaros, anything from you guys, or just following along?
I kind of sort of glance over at Coda and just sort of whisper, "If you've got your hand on your coin purse, the thieves know where it is."
Well, what I meant by that was like not to keep a hand on my coin purse, but like if there was any way I could make it so that my coin purse wasn't visible.
Like tuck it into an inside pocket or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, give me a sleight of hand check then to see how well you can hide it on your person.
Sleight of hand. Ooh, I've got the right modifier on that. Where's my detail? 14.
Yeah, you sort of tuck it away. I think you've got it fairly well hidden from sight. Sort of like put it along your the belt waist, like inside. So hide it behind the belt so it's not distinctly visible.
Cool.
But I mean, yeah, Kesef, Tartaros, anything from you guys?
Oops, sorry.
Tartaros, who are you trying to shoot? Because honestly, in Shady Creek Run, it doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Because the arrow just flies by.
Twang.
No, other than, yeah, just kind of being cautious, not really planning on doing anything.
Alright. And then, anything from Kesef? Definitely. Alright. Kesef, give me a perception check as well. And Tartaros, give me one as well. See, as you two are sort of just keeping your eye out, watching around. 12.
9.
And 9. So perceptive.
For once, I think
Yeah,
I'm the most
My
perceptive
cloak
of
is
the
too
group.
big for me, so I can't see well.
You're just being swallowed by the cloak.
Amazing.
Love it.
Yeah, so you guys sort of keeping an eye out, watching your surroundings. Dylan sort of leads you for a few minutes down the street, and finally sort of diverts down an alleyway towards a small, along the side of one of the dozens of ramshackle buildings. Sort of walks up to a side door and just sort of gestures to you all to enter.
Well, I'll go first, but with a hand on a dagger, basically just ready. Just in case I don't like what I see on the other side.
Sure. You guys enter, push open the door, walk through, Hawthorne leading the way. You sort of file into the small room. You watch as Dylan closes the door behind you, just disappears from sight. And yeah, you're in a small little room, and in front of you is a old decrepit desk, a chair, and a dark elven man sitting across from you, just sort of staring at the group of you, and sort of focuses on you, Hawthorne, and says, "Well, kid, didn't think I'd be seeing you again, and let me tell you, I wish I wasn't. You came at a terrible time." And yeah, he sort of stands up as Varen sort of walks over to you and puts his hand out for like one of those like shakes.
I put my hand out and take his hand and just go, "The feeling's mutual, friend. It's... My timing, as per usual, is atrocious, but you know that all too well."
Indeed. So yeah, you guys all see, like I said, a dark elven drow man, purple skin, longish white hair sort of pulled back into a ponytail. He's wearing like nice leather armor that you can see some like rune stencil on it, and at his belt he's got a pair of short swords and a dagger sort of around the back as well. But yeah, he sort of looks around and says, "So Hawthorne, why are you back? What's going on? Why are you here?"
Would you believe some crazy spider lady opened a portal to another dimension and we got dropped in the middle of the Floquet Alps?
He sort of laughs for a second, walks around, sits down at the table and says, "Alright. Normally I wouldn't, but coming from you, I guess I have to."
I then kind of take that moment to basically just catch him up on everything that's happened. The tabaxi, the sort of tentacle creature, Coda's friend getting nicked. I'm kind of cautious and like avoid saying names. Like I don't reveal anyone else's names because as much as I trust Varen, I don't trust anyone that might be listening in.
Mm-hmm. About like partially through the story, he like reaches behind them, pulls out a little flask, takes a sip while listening, like rapt attention on you. Just like, well, damn. That certainly sounds like an adventure you and your friends have had here. By the way, I'm Varen Terenza. I've known Hawthorne for most of his young life.
I kind of glance to the rest of the bar and just go, "Varen's basically the one that raised me here."
And how do you spend your time here then, Varen?
Trying to keep what order we can in this lawless place. Me and my friends. It's a difficult job, but someone's got to do it, you know?
Damn right.
Now, well, it is good to see you, Hawthorne. As I said, it's not the best timing. We're currently a bit of a situation with the Jagantoth family, who, as you know, are not the best friends of yours.
Last I heard, they want my head on a silver platter, but hey, it could be a Tuesday, who knows?
That's fair. Well, to be fair, they're not the ones who necessarily want your head. I found out that there's actually a contract that someone gave them to kill you, so...
You wouldn't happen to know
that's
who,
something.
Would you?
He sort of thinks for a second and says, "Well, I might have found a few things out. I feel like that's a discussion for another time, though. I have one question, though. That emblem you had, that you found," and he sort of, found, gives you a little, like, look. Did you ever find anything out about that?
You mean the one on the spellbook?
Yes.
I kind of, like, go back to the big fight we had with the sort of... What was he, a warlock or something in the abandoned castle? In the Manor Mansion?
Like a wizard dude.
The wizard dude, and I kind of mentioned that he had the same emblem as a pendant around his neck, and I kind of take the spellbook and pendant out of my bag and just start showing them.
Sort of looks at it and says, "Yeah."
And I kind of explain how they had been directly involved with my Dragonborn friends' personal interests as well, without going into too much detail.
He sort of sighs and says, yeah, that makes sense from what I know. But again, I feel like it's a discussion for another time. In fact, I actually have a request of you and your group while you're here. It'll put a bit of a dent in the Jagantoth family and help you out a little bit as well. Make you a little coin. And
That's exactly what I was about to ask.
And then me and the gang will also help you get out of here when you need to. Does that sound agreeable to you all?
Sounds good. Sounds good by me. And I kind of glance at everyone else and say, sorry for dragging you all into my mess, but once this is sorted, we can get out of here for good.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Damn right.
That's fine by me.
I kind of glance at
I'm
Gus
down
and
for anything.
I also kind of glance back at Varen and go, oh, by the way, we've got a bear, just in case that helps.
Sort of looks at you confused for a second. Says, is there a bear outside right now?
I mean, it's not directly outside. It's somewhere outside the town.
All right. Well, I'd recommend not bringing the bear inside town.
That's yeah. We've covered that. Don't worry.
All right. But
He's still young but well behaved. He is indeed. Cody's a good boy.
I'm not saying he's not well behaved. I'm saying that there are a lot of poachers in this town that wouldn't mind killing and taking the bear's hide. So just keep it in the wild.
Of course. Right.
But how about this? I've got a few things to take care of. If you guys enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the various amenities that our lovely, humble town can give you.
Hold on, Farron. You said that we were going to put a dent in the Jagantoth family. You didn't say how.
Indeed, I was. If you'd let me finish, I was gonna say that once you enjoyed the rest of your day in our lovely town, tonight, if you wanted to meet me at the Empty Keg, small tavern, nice place. I know the owner. It's good to me and my people. We can sort of discuss the details of what we need you to do to help out with. Does that sound amenable to you all?
Sounds good to me.
I guess so.
Alright, and at about that, you hear a knock on the door, and you see Dylan poke in. He just sort of pokes in, walks over to you, Tartaros, drops a pouch of gold in your hand that is very familiar as your pouch of gold, and says, I think you lost this on the road.
Oh no.
And then he just sort of turns around, steps back out, and
Son of a
closes the
bitch.
door behind him.
I'm like on the verge of laughing at that.
Varen just looks over and says, and maybe keep a better eye on your coin then, eh? Kellen won't always be there to watch out for you.
I sort of look at everyone else and say, could just store all the gold and go back holding for now.
I did have that thought.
Isn't there a saying about eggs and baskets?
There is also that.
That is also a thought I had.
That is also a thought.
So I think we'll manage without. Should be
Yeah.
fine. We say hopefully.
I'm actually gonna,
Yeah, I mean,
before I even think about going back out, I'm actually going to spend some time and kind of like spread my gold around my body, like in different pockets, a bit in the bag of holding, a bit in my normal bag, that sort of stuff.
mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
various.
as you sort of start to prepare yourself, sort of Varen, after this discussion, he sort of walks to the back of the room, knocks on a wall, a secret door opens up, he just says, I'll see you all tonight. Bows, steps into the wall, and the wall shuts behind him.
That was cool.
Dramatic bastard.
I love it. My favorite kind.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, the rest of the day. It's about like
God
2
damn
or
it,
3
Effer.
o'clock. Damn it! It is secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel in the mountains.
Or in the shack in this case.
Yeah, right.
God damn it.
Damn it. But
Right.
any last minute preparations you want to make before heading out? But it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so you have a few hours to sort of do what you like in Shady Creek Run. Go shopping, get robbed, go drinking, whatever.
I like that. I like the sound of that second one. Can we
Wait
start?
a second.
It's like go shopping, get robbed, start street fight, overthrow a minor
Yeah.
government. You know, just the usual stuff. that you do
Cast
in Shady Creek.
fireball.
Yeah, no, it's like hold on, what was that second one? Go
Don't worry.
shopping.
Don't
Go
worry about
shopping.
it.
Go drinking. No, one before that.
Go drinking?
Shopping.
No, I think that was it. That was
Right.
gambling.
Gambling?
I think I said gambling.
Gambling?
Right?
You had me at gambling.
Damn.
I
You
definitely
had me
said
at gambling.
I mean,
I-
there are definitely gambling dens where you can play games of chance. That's a thing. You know
I-
that.
Don't
Question.
tempt me.
Yeah, let's say a game of. Yeah.
Jadaji, my question is, what is because I imagine with a place like Shady Creek, what is like the orphan situation here?
I mean, yes, there are many.
They exist.
They much
Sure.
exist.
I mean,
Almost though, it's you saw what appeared to be orphans, you know, in the
it's probably
street,
an orphan
but,
who robbed Tartaros.
very likely.
Probably.
But yeah, I mean, if you Hawthorne could probably tell you a little bit about it if you just asked him. It's they exist. A lot of the time, they're in their own little gangs, though, and they sort of look out for each other. It's harder being on these streets than say in a big city, but it's also
It's,
you know,
it's
there's
different being in Shady
opportunity.
Creek Run.
yeah.
But
There's certain opportunities that you might necessarily have for a group of kids.
Yeah.
And then in like a big city where there are a lot of guards and stuff, they could get away with different things here. But
Plus, usually they end up getting sort of involved with the crime families and the grudge gang as well, don't they?
yeah, pretty much. There are a bunch of the grudge gang. A lot of the people who are in it are young kids. Some of your best spies and stuff are kids who keep their ears out and are like 10, 13 years old. Young kids
'cause
who just
no
keep
one-
their ears out, give you info.
No one bats an eye at an orphan on the street corner.
Definitely not. Not in Shady Creek Run.
I want to help them.
Right.
And before the campaign becomes running and starting an orphanage in Shady Creek Run.
We're not running an orphanage in Shady Creek Run. And
I was like, on one hand,
the only
we can
the
help
only
the
way
orphan.
the only way we start an orphanage is if there's kobolds involved.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So we could start an orphanage. I mean, it's a novel thing. On the other hand,
I wasn't suggesting
gambling.
Gambling.
an orphanage. That wasn't my plan.
Anyway, is there anything you guys want to do while we're in
You
Shady
don't
Creek?
want an army of orphans?
We can also theoretically turn the kids into a cult.
No, that links into
You
Yeah.
could.
Yes.
what I was going to do, is I was asking that question, is whilst, like, for the rest of I won't be doing it for the whole time, but when we leave this building and head out, if ever I see, like, I don't know, like a couple orphans down an alleyway or anything, I would want to try and, as subtly as I can, just chuck a few gold towards them every now and then. As in, like, if I pass a group, give them just a little bit. Like, try and do it subtly.
Because nothing advertises we have money like throwing it at orphans who have a thieving problem.
Leslie, what kind of trickle-down economic BS is this?
Like, you understand, I literally came from a group of orphans with a thieving problem. That doesn't mean anything to me.
Yes, but you also understand that this is Nicodranis, this is Shady Creek Run.
I don't I don't care.
Oh god, we're
He's
gonna...
open to stab
The
you.
word
Where can I
shady
get
is
dragged
in
into an
the
alleyway?
name.
But anyway, so yeah, you guys sort of leave the little room,
Oh,
and
wonderful.
we'll get to some roles for you in a second, Ryan. Once we figure out where you guys going. What do you guys want to do? Anything? Do you have any plans that you want to
First
try?
thing I want to do
There
is
is, like, a
find the most well put together weapon store possible. I don't imagine it's going to be that well built, but I imagine there is one.
I mean, there's definitely a weapon store. It is definitely. I wouldn't describe it as put together at all, but there's.
It's like a shack on a corner.
I mean, everything in Shady Creek is a shack on a corner.
No, we're talking like a shack. It makes the shacks look like palaces. That's what we're talking here.
But you do know there is a little. It's sort of. It's not really. It's not a weapon store per se. It's a little blacksmith, like pretty much one of two in Shady Creek. There's one that you and the Grudge Gang is familiar with that they use mostly. So he's like a blacksmith. He sells his own stuff that he makes. The store is called Death's Door. The owner is a hobgoblin man named Marcus. But yeah, it's who the Grudge Gang generally goes to when they have to need new weapons, need repairs for weapons and armor, that type of thing.
I think I'm gonna go there.
Yeah. That's if anyone else want to try anything else, or you want to follow Hawthorne for now.
Yeah.
I said
I'm down for a little bit of possible potion action if that is to be had.
I mean, all I'm saying is it's probably not the best idea to split the party right now.
What you talking about?
That's true. But I'm saying if we're going shopping.
Yeah, you're just going shopping. It's fine. You can split the party.
Well, I mean, we're going shopping together.
Okay, fine.
Hey, Jacob.
But,
welcome
yeah,
in.
You guys are all gonna follow Hawthorne to the Death Store then, and
Because nothing says ominous like following Hawthorne to death's door.
yeah, right.
Indeed.
And okay, let's see, Coda.
yes.
For your little, as you sort of move through the streets following Hawthorne, give me a sleight of hand check and a persuasion check.
So
So do the persuasion first, and then sleight of hand. This is sort of like how the kids that you're throwing this to goal to sort of take what you're doing and how they see you and are suspicious kids.
persuasion 22.
Nice.
Amazing, yeah. And then sleight of hand.
23.
Jesus.
Damn. Yeah, definitely.
Well
So, I'll say you throw, let's say on the walk, like a 10-minute walk, you get rid of 10 gold you throw to various groups. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, and sort of, you see them sort of, as you sort of walk by, you sort of deftly pocket a few coins and just flick them into the alleyway. You see the kids, various groups of kids, like, back up, pull weapons, daggers that they have in their belts as they sort of eye you, and you just sort of keep going. And you can hear them sort of stop for a second behind you and sort of scramble forward to take the coin. It's pretty much the same reaction. And then maybe one time you sort of look back and you see like a few of them looking around the corner of the alley just watching you as you continue on with your group.
Cool.
But yeah, you guys continue on. You guys make it to the Death Store. You can hear around back a clang, clang, clang of a hammer hitting an anvil. You sort of walk around the side of the building. You see like a tall, well-built, but kind of lanky hobgoblin male, sort of like the yellowish skin, long black hair tied back as well, and he's sort of working at the forge. He's sort of, unless you guys do anything, you like try and get his attention in any way. You see he's hammering what appears to be some type of, basic short sword on the anvil.
Is there like a panel of metal or anything near me that I can sort of rap on, like a door? Like something like that would make a quite sharp ringing noise if I just rapped on it with my knuckle?
Not. I mean, you kind of have to move like into the forge area to find like a stack of like metal. But
well, in that case, I'd probably just like whistle.
You sort of You whistle. He sort of seems to completely ignore you and continue hammering away. And but after a few minutes, he sort of stops, sinks the blade into like a barrel of water, pulls it out, sort of inspects it for a second, places it down, puts the hammer down, and sort of turns to look at you and says, well, well, well. If it isn't Hawthorne. Long time no see.
Alrighty, Marcus, how you doing, buddy?
Here?
Oh,
not bad, not bad.
You know, the ever-looming threat of death over my head. The usual.
Yeah. Well, that's Shady Creek Run for you, ain't it?
Damn right, man.
Can I help you with anything? You and your new friends?
I don't know about my friends, but I was hoping to sell you some stuff and maybe buy some things off you.
Well, I'm always in need of some extra metal. What do you got? Not too much coin, but I can spare a bit.
Well, do you have anything in the way of crossbows?
Yeah. I think I have the basic crossbow. He sort of looks around. Give me a second. Walks into sort of the really shack that is his home. You hear a bang, clang, crash. He sort of comes back out. You see there's like a gash on his arm, and he sort of just, don't worry about that. He sort of comes out with a regular, seemingly well-made crossbow.
Is it a hand crossbow, or because that's the one I'm specifically looking for?
The one he brought out isn't a hand crossbow. It's a regular light crossbow.
I kind of just sort
you
of
didn't
like,
ask for a hand crossbow.
Yeah, my mistake. I just go, yeah, my mistake. I'm kind of looking for a hand crossbow, and I'm actually looking for a pair of them.
He sort of sighs and says, well, why didn't you just say that? He turns around, walks back in, you hear bang, crash, bang. And he sort of walks back out this time with a smaller hand crossbow. Only one, he says, unfortunately, I've only got the one on me. You know, I make the base myself, but I have
It's
to...
all good. I can work with this.
Get it fletched from someone else. But yeah, this one's fully functional. I got a few bolts for it as well if you need.
I probably would.
Yeah, I think I've got about 20 bolts that I could spare for you.
I think at this point we'd nudge Hawthorne and, like, you know, be like, you pretty much make him aware that I have a crossbow that I don't actually use.
Good to know. I'll keep that in mind.
You are welcome to take it if you want a second.
Huh. Awesome. Alright. So I kind of look down and there's like, he's obviously got the crossbow, the hand crossbow and the bolts on the table in front of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of gently just push that to one side, and on the table in front of me I put my short bow with whatever arrows I've got left, as well as the scimitar that I looted off someone.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just go, here's the stuff I'm willing to get rid of. Any interest to you?
He sort of looks over and says, well, the bow ain't much use for me, unfortunately. So I don't know if I can take that off your hands, and I'll take the arrows so I can use the heads, melt them down,
Of course.
make something better. But how many arrows did you have?
I'll be honest, I haven't been tracking how much I've been using, to be fair, so let's just say I've got 12.
No worries, that's fine. He sort of says, but I'd say it's about like I could probably take the arrows for 5 silver pieces.
That's not too bad. That's fine by me.
Right, and yeah, well, not much I can do with the bow, unfortunately.
That's understandable. I'll find a use for it.
Yeah, he sort of reaches over, like, underneath the anvil. He sort of, like, pushes the anvil back, reaches into a hole underneath, pulls out a coin purse, palms out, like, 5 silver, hands it to you, takes the arrows, opens the shack door, chucks them inside, and closes it.
Thank you.
He sort of looks at you and says, for the hand crossbow, be about 85 gold pieces for you.
Jesus Christ, Marcus. Do you take me for a sucker?
I gotta make a living, friend, you know that.
Yeah, 11, that's enough to run this place for a year.
You kidding me? It's a lot of work to make that.
I'll work my ass. You can steal as much as that in a day working this place.
Hey, I'm trying to make an honest living here. You know that. I treat you and the rest of the gang well. But, I still need the coin, you know.
What about the scimitar that I've also got on the table in front of you? Is that any interest to you?
Sort of picks it up, looks it over. Decent condition. I'll take this off your hands for 20 gold pieces.
Now we're talking. That's a bit better.
Yeah, if you want to do a straight trade, I'll take the scimitar. That brings the crossbow down to 65 gold pieces.
You know what? I've never actually used them either. I pull the 2 daggers I've got as well. And I put... Do I do both of them? No, I take one of the daggers out and put it down in front of him as well and say, here, any use to you?
He sort of looks at him. Yeah, again, I can melt them down, probably make something good from them. A little smaller than the scimitar, say like 2 gold pieces each.
Of course, of course. That's fine, that's fine. So 2 gold pieces for the dagger, 20 for the scimitar, right?
Yes. So that'd bring the hand crossbow down to 61 gold pieces.
Alright, time for the biggest gamble. I take out the glowing green rock.
Oh, god damn it.
He sort of looks at it as you sort of pull out and says, you know I work in metals, right? Not rocks.
I mean, come on. This is cool. You could probably, you know, trick some passing trader into thinking it's something really rare and expensive and get a couple $100 gold off them. Can I roll persuasion?
You mean like you're not to me right now?
Can I roll persuasion?
Yeah, sure. I just made him roll like a wisdom check. So what he rolled, I'll make that the DC.
16?
He actually also rolled a 16.
Ooh.
So, because it was contested, I'll say, I think technically it would go to him. But he's just sort of like, he sort of crosses his arms and just sort of looks at you. That's it. He's just staring at you, like waiting.
I sort of can go, yeah, worth a try. So what was it? 50 gold for the crossbow, right? Yeah, that's the deal.
61 gold for the crossbow, in exchange as well for the scimitar and the daggers.
Oh, come on, man. At least make it 60.
61, and you get the 20 bolts for free.
Oh, I forgot how hard of a bargain you make. Screw it, 61 gold.
There you go. He sort of just pushes it over to you. He sort of looks, he actually looks over to the rest of you and like, can I help any of you with anything?
Does he have armor of any kind?
Yeah, he does. He sort of looks at you and says,
dagger.
yeah, I can do armor, most of your basic
Rapier.
cons of armor. You even got a full set of plate back there.
I'm
One of the
That's the
prize
thing.
pieces I've made.
Very much a light armor kind of guy, and I'm pretty much wondering, is there anything better that I can wear than basic leather?
Good stud, I think.
Yeah, I think you can wear studded leather as a bard. You can wear any light armor. So that's like, yeah.
So that was just a
So,
basic
yeah,
hand
light
crossbow,
armor.
yeah? Not a +1 one, right?
No, yeah, basic hand crossbow.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, you can wear padded leather or studded leather.
Does he have...
And
Does he...
yeah, he has options for all 3 of those.
Cool. If there's any that has a higher AC than base 11, I'd like those, please.
He sort of looks at what you're wearing right now and says, I could get you a nice pair of studded leather. You know, upgrade over your basic leather for 45 gold pieces.
That would work for me.
All right. He sort of goes in the back. You hear the clan crashing. Comes out with a fairly nice our set of studded leather armor. And you take 45 gold away. Sort of looks around and says, "Anything else I can do for you?"
It's annoying because I could probably do some studded armor as well.
For you, 80 gold pieces.
He would as well, that's the thing. I kind of look at him and go, "You got another set of that?"
Let me check. Oh no, we lost Dipper.
He's back.
He's back. He sort of goes in the back, comes out with another set. This one looks a little more worn. He sort of says, "This isn't. I got this from another trade a while ago, so not my make. Give it to you for 40 gold pieces."
Yeah, sure. Deal.
There you go. He sort of passes that over to you. You take the 40 gold away.
I kind of
Tartaros, anything you'd like to do here?
I kind of like tug at the leather armor I'm wearing and just sort of go, "This any use to you?"
He's sort of, basic leather armor. Well, I could probably make it studded. Yeah, I'll give you 8 gold pieces for that.
Could do the same
So
with
it's
mine.
studded leather, yeah?
Yeah. For regular, what leather are you wearing? What armor are you wearing?
Who, me?
Yeah, you're trying
Just-
to give him your old leather armor, right?
Yeah, just standard leather I'm trying to give him.
Yeah. So he said he'll give you both 8 gold pieces for the leather armor if you both want to like trade that in.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so you both get 8 gold pieces. He'll take your old sets of leather armor.
Is there a difference between studded leather and cast-off armor? Studded leather.
Yes, that's like a magic item. There should just be regular studded leather in there. But yeah, anything else you guys would like to do?
No, I think I'm good.
No.
He
I'm
sort of
good
looks
now.
over at you, Kesef. Yeah, I think I've got a few arrows in the back. Give me a second. You sort of, again, bang, crash. You hear this sound and you look at the shack and you're like, how is there this much stuff in there?
I swear that shack is in itself a bag of holding.
I was gonna say, is the shack a bag of holding?
You don't know. You can't go in there. But, yeah.
I'm not going in there because if I do, my bag of holding could create a black hole.
God. Back of holding. Amazing. But, yeah, he sort of...
That's great.
He sort of comes back out with a quiver of arrows, 20 arrows. He says, I could give you this for a gold piece.
I kind of smirk and go, "You always were a sucker for ladies, weren't you, Marcus?"
He sort of gives you a look and just narrows his eyes and says, well, now, anyway, yes, 1 gold piece for the 20 arrows.
Oh, Falcon. Damn, Marcus, you play it.
Yeah, at that he sort of... There's a hesitation for a second. He seems to think about it. Looks at the whole group of you and says, give me a second, alright? This time, you see him disappear into the shack again, but instead of the normal, like, crashing that you normally hear, it's quiet for a little bit. And then the door opens and he walks out. And he's got, like another smaller quiver. There's only 5 arrows. Excuse me. Only about 5 arrows, in there. He says, these arrows are a little better than your average, arrow. They're a little easier to hit with. And, I think I'll give you the 5 of them for 50 gold pieces.
Dang.
And basically, it's 5 plus 1 arrows. So yeah, they're plus 1 magic arrows.
50 gold. Wow.
Magic's expensive, man.
I'm still stunned by the hand crossbow being 85.
Oh, Marcus just ripped me off. That's all that was.
I mean, that's not that bad. That's all I'm saying.
Crossbow's basic price is like 20. Actually,
sort of
actually,
looks
that's
you-
fair.
The hand crossbow's basic price is like 75. What are you talking about?
I kind of look at it
But,
as like, I've been in the wilderness for a year. Leave me alone.
Yeah, fair enough. But Kesef, give me a persuasion check.
With advantage because you're female.
Please,
No,
please.
the DC is modified.
Oh.
21. Damn. He hesitates. He says, "I can do 40 for you. Is that all right?"
Shocking me about some percentage.
Deal. Take away the 40 gold, and yeah, it should just be like arrows +1 in D&D Beyond. You can look that up. Add 5 of them into your inventory. Those ones you have to. I'm loose on like most ammunition because usually I assume you collect it after a fight. Those +1 arrows though, keep track of when you use them because those are a little more expensive, and so we're gonna keep track of those. But all right, yeah.
One more thing. I kind of look at Marcus. Go. You got any more magical gear?
He sort of
Bleeding.
nods and says, "I may have 1 or 2 more things, but not too much. A little more expensive than the arrows, though."
I kind of go, how would you
you-
feel about straight trade? And pull the +1 spear out of my bag of holding.
He sort of puts his hand out just to, like, inspect it. And if you, let him, he'll take it. Sort of give it a look over. That is mighty fine craftsmanship. Give me a second. So turns around. Walks back down. Takes a little time. Again, this time, though, there isn't that, bang, crash, any of that. It's just silence. And yeah, after a little bit, he comes back up with, he comes out with 2 different weapons. Give me a second. Alright, and he puts them down. You see, one is, a very well-made, longsword. So the long blade, crafted, very well-crafted hilt. You see runes along the blade. And the other one is another, again, very well-made, smaller, but it's very well-made dagger. He says, both of these are same as the arrow. Make it easier to hit some things, do a little more damage, cut a little cleaner. But again, these are a little more expensive than your average piece of ammunition. The long sword will go for 1,200 gold. The dagger for 1,000 gold.
Jeez.
How about a straight trade? Dagger for the spear.
Sort of takes the spear, looks it over. Yeah, I can do that. And he sort of pushes the dagger towards you and takes the spear. You have a +1 dagger, and you can take away that +1 spear that you have.
Cool.
I didn't realize how pricey things were.
Yeah.
Magic things are expensive.
I mean,
being
I really had to think about doing that as well, because obviously there was that idea that I ran past you, but I figured making that idea work would probably cost a lot.
Oh yeah.
For the rest of you, I was thinking, if you've ever read the Percy Jackson books, there's a character called Jason Grace, and he's basically got this coin, where if he flips it and it goes ahead, it's a longsword, if it's a tails, it's a spear. So that'd be fun. I thought it'd be fun to enchant the spear, so I flip it in the air, it turns into a sword.
Okay. Oh yeah. That's from the Heroes of Olympus
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
But that would cost me a lot.
I never.
No,
really-
maybe in the future. I like the idea still, so I'd be
Yeah.
open to it. But
Okay,
definitely
that's
expensive.
decent damage. Cool, I'll keep all of that.
And maybe somewhere that isn't Shady Creek Run.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Well, I'm good for now.
Yeah.
I want to ask if, kind sir, would you be interested in a water skin of alcoholic spider blood?
He sort of just looks over at you and says, "I'm sorry, what?"
I kind of smirk and go, he's not even lying.
Of strong alcoholic spider blood.
He sort of looks at you just harder and says, "Let me see it."
I can't remember if I used all of mine to heal Kesef that one time or not.
It's burning a hole in my pocket.
I think I used mine to. I think I used all of mine to help stabilize Kesef when she got downed one time. So I've not actually got mine anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
She
just
Still
sort
got
of
mine.
opens it, gives it a sniff, goes, "Whew. Yeah, that's alcohol, all right." He sort of corks it. Not really my speed, He sort of hands it back to you, but you could probably find someone to buy that off your hands in this town.
I kind of look up and says,
Alright.
"You got any interest in some manticore tail spikes?"
We're just chucking everything at the wall at this point.
Might as well.
Yeah, right.
Would you take this piece of lint I found on the floor?
Sort of looks over at you and says, not sure I could do anything with those.
Yeah, that's fair. I had the fun idea to turn them into daggers, but that
Sort
would
of
take money.
scratches his chin like, might be able to make that happen.
How long would that take you, though?
Well, as I'm not exactly sure how I do it, it might take a little bit, but if you're willing to give them to me, might be able to make them into something for you over a day or two, and then give it to you free charge.
You sure?
Yeah, do business, spend some decent money here, and if you're supplying the material, well, I'll take the labor costs on this one. Plus, it'll be something new. I haven't had the chance to work with any new interesting materials in a while.
Fair enough. I take the 2 tail spikes as well as the 2 claws that I have, and I just put them down on the counter in front of him and say, "Here."
Alright. He sort of gives them a look, throws them sort of next to the forge.
I kind of just go,
And,
"Be careful of those. I have to pull them out of my shoulder."
Yeah. Ooh. Sounds like you had fun up in the Alps, I assume.
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
manticores up there.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh,
Shudders
man.
and Remoras. Right.
He looks around and says, "Yeah, anything else I can help you with? You've all been mighty kind today."
Okay, so that's
I might,
short swords.
The short swords, I got some basic short swords. Unfortunately, nothing fancy or magical like the arrows or the dagger. But I could get you a basic short sword if you like.
Basically what happened. Yeah, but it's probably going to be the same.
Pretty
as
much, yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Actually got some decent gear now.
Yeah, this is just like the. That's what this session is. Just the
This is you've been in the wilderness for a year. Let's get you sort of sorted out.
re-inventory.
He sort of nods at you, Kessim just says, "Well, if there's nothing else I can help you with, I think I'm gonna get to work on seeing what I can do with these monster bits."
I kind of smile at that and say, "Cheers, Marcus. Also, if anyone asks, you didn't see my face."
I didn't see who.
Good answer.
He sort of chuckles, turns around back to his forge.
And with that,
Yeah.
just before I leave, I kind of turn to Coda and say, "Were you serious about me having that hand crossbow?"
Bro, I don't think I've ever used it once.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of look. I kind of go. I feel bad just taking it, so I pass him 20 gold and say, "Here."
Sure, I'll take 20. No, 85.
Don't pull that with me, sunshine.
Amazing.
20 gold will do me. That's fine.
Cool. And you got the crossbow bolts as well for it, right? Or did you did?
I think I do have some bolts in it. Actually, I have arrows, which isn't exactly useful.
Nope.
I don't know why.
I do have 20
must-
normal crossbow bolts if that helps.
Don't think
That
they would.
That must have been me.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure bolts are bolts. I don't think they're specific hand crossbow bolts. I'm pretty sure crossbow bolts are crossbow bolts. Yeah.
I think
crossbow bolts work.
very
Right.
beginning, not realizing.
Yeah, I'm not going to use this crossbow, so you can have the crossbow bolts.
You should have sold it when you were there.
I was thinking about it, and then it just kind of didn't happen.
So what is Hawthorne going to be tri-wielding crossbows now?
No, dual wielding.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
This is
start
just a normal
combat with two.
crossbow.
Because the other thing, right? They're light weapons, so I can dual wield them.
Indeed, you can.
Well, my crossbow's a light weapon. It's not a hand crossbow, but it's a light crossbow.
Well, yeah, a light they require 2 hands to use, though. Hand crossbows. That's the difference.
Oh, never mind. I can't. Bollocks. Since when has it been that? Oh, never mind. I can't. That ruins that plan. Two weapon fighting when you take an attack with a light melee weapon. Damn it! Oh, that's annoying.
Now I have 20 gold pieces.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just have them both loaded and just take 2 shots and then probably go ham with my daggers.
That's fair. Doable. I'm pretty sure. Let me check something real quick. I'll check it later. Talk about it later.
Yeah,
But,
no worries.
Yeah, again, so you guys sort of, move around back away from Marcus's shop. What else would you like to do?
So I'd be interested in potentially trying to get some potions of some such, if that could be arranged.
Yeah, I'd say Hawthorne. Give me a history check.
Oh god, now we're asking. What's my history modifier? +3. That is 19.
Yeah, you know of sort of an apothecary where you probably get decent, some basic like healing potions and maybe some other potions, stuff like that. It's called the Secret Source. Not as friendly to say the gang specifically as Marcus was, but you're familiar with the owner. Her name is Scent. She is a tiefling woman. But yeah, if you want to head there, you can.
I kind of explain this to the guys. It's like, I know a place we can get some potions.
I would be quite interested.
Alright.
Because weapons and stuff do nothing.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright.
I could use some healing potions and any other
Understandable.
potential items.
Yeah. Alright, cool. So you guys make your way again through the city, through the town, rather. Everyone make perception checks for me, please.
Perception. That's a 2. 9.
22.
Alright, fair enough.
13.
Alright. The secret source, not sauce!
Oh no.
But, Tartaros, you're the only one who notices that, which is helpful, because you're the one who's being robbed. Someone, there is a hand going once again for your sort of coin pouch. Just as you're making your way through, you see it start to dart in, but you catch it out of the corner of your eye.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
Do what?
Well, yeah. What would you like to do? Is the hand? Someone's trying to rob you right now.
It's like someone's trying to rob you, dude. What are you gonna do?
I'm just imagining yelling, help! But no.
Yeah, someone help the robbers.
Oh god, what would be a good thing? I just
Do you have-
kind of
do you have any
slip out of the way.
Do you have any contact spells?
Oh God.
Someone
If
tries
I
to
still
rob.
have shocking grasp.
My God, can you imagine? You just grab the
that
wrist,
would be
unleash
good.
shoving grasp on your thief.
Yeah.
It's one way to make a scene.
No, I don't think I have anything of just touching people. No, I just kind of like dodge out of the way and like slap at the hand.
Yeah, you sort of slap
Stiff arm
away,
him.
move out of the way. You look over. You see just like a young human boy. You get a glimpse of a young human boy as he sort of disappears into the crowd away from you. But yeah, all of your gold still seems to be there.
Did he look familiar?
Yeah.
Does he look like one of the boys that I would have seen earlier?
What was your perception check?
13.
You didn't catch him, unfortunately. You
Gotcha.
probably didn't realize that whole thing happened.
Gotcha.
But yeah. So you guys do eventually make your way to the secret source. This one, it's nicer than the other buildings in the town in Shady Creek. It's even got a little like hanging sign that has a picture of a potion bottle on it that's like hanging and creaking on one hinge over the door. But yeah, you guys make your way inside. Sort of, you walk inside, you see a lot of like empty potion bottles along walls and stuff. A few like behind what looks like a little counter of like full potion bottles in the back there. You see it behind the counter, a doorway that seems to lead into the back. And you definitely see smoke, like purple smoke coming from that back room right now. But currently no one up front. But man, what would you guys like to do?
Every single fiber of my being is saying jump the counter and raid the cash register.
Aren't you?
You can take the man out of Shady Creek, but you can't take Shady Creek out of the man.
Listen, if you want it, up to you.
Listen, it's tempting. It's tempting, but we're about to shop here, so I feel like it's best not to rob the place and then shop here.
Oh, so that's
This is what I want.
yeah. If it wasn't for the fact we were going to be shopping here, we would rob it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
Sounds like what he's saying here.
Yeah, what's hard to understand there?
Just that I was getting attacked earlier for wanting to maybe, be kind to orphans, and then suddenly like, let's steal.
Yeah, but there's a difference. I don't want to be the one getting robbed. Robbing others is fine.
The morals in the code is just adapting to the morals or lack of moral.
It's a rob or be robbed society.
I'm chaotic good. I do what
Fine.
benefits me.
Fair.
Anyway,
But
The code
I would imagine at this commotion they would
Yeah.
hear us.
I would imagine that our
there's, like-
muttering about thievery's got the
like
attention of...
arguing going on. You see
I
the smoke
say in
sort
a
of cuts
yeah.
out.
Yeah, I say in a too high a voice, we are not robbing them.
Shut up, Tartaros. They'll hear you.
At that moment, you hear a, "Well, I hope you wouldn't be robbing me." And from the back, a female, young female tiefling steps out. She's got like light, more like a deeper, like a deep cobalt, like blue colored skin. Horns that like they don't really curl. They sort of stick up and like zigzag a little bit. They stick straight up. Kind of like clearly dyed, like pink, like bright pink hair that like really clashes with her blue skin. But yeah, she's wearing sort of like some kind of smock, and you see just like various herbs and plants sticking out of it as she sort of comes around the counter. sort of comes out from that back room and says, it's rare to have customers this time of day. Hello, my name is Scent. It's a pleasure to meet you. What can I do for you all? Seem to be new faces in town.
I kind of smirk at that.
Coda is literally like speechless at this point. He's just like he's literally like glazed over.
Hawthorne's in love. What? Coda or Hawthorne?
Damn. Which character's up? But yeah, she's sort of looking at you expectantly, waiting for anyone to say anything.
Okay, I kind of nudge Tartarus and go, just speak to the lady.
I would like to see about purchasing some of your fine potions.
We all just sort of shove him forward.
You have to look down over the counter to see me down there.
Yeah, she looks over and says, "Oh, how lovely! Of course, I have various potions that I could sell to you. Are you looking for anything specific, or anything you really have been searching for?"
A potion of growth.
We have recently been unacquired of a potion of growth.
Unacquired. I love it. Oh yeah, we had a potion of growth.
We have
Unacquired. Amazing.
I kind of mentioned to Tartarus, we don't. While they're handy, we don't desperately need healing potions since I've got my dragon vessel.
I know, but at the same time,
It's handy
if
to have
I
extras.
step away,
And if I'm the one that's unconscious, you can't use it. True.
true.
You basically just want ways to heal yourself, don't you?
potions. Yeah,
Fair. Completely fair.
they're just a couple of healing potions, just in case.
Oh, that's
Would not be a bad idea for some quick healing.
So you're in the market for healing potions, is that it?
Amongst some other things, but we can start there.
Of course, well, I have several healing potions. Let me see. And she sort of looks underneath the desk. You hear some rattling. She pulls out, like a box, puts it on the desk, opens it up, and you see there are several, basic healing potions. She pulls out, you see, like, several various shades of red of potions. She pulls out, God damn it, Ryan. She pulls out 5 of them, puts them in front of you, and says, "These are basic potions of healing. I could give you each one of these for 60 gold pieces each. And I do have a potion of greater healing as well. A little more expensive and a little more difficult to make. This one will run you 175 gold pieces." I imagine like this discussion's happening, and then it's just like a background shot of like Coda drooling, Kesef's whacking him.
Coda's
like,
in love.
Like Kesef like shaking Coda to like snap him out of it.
And I'm just in the corner.
Hawthorne and Tartaros are like looking at these potions and like.
No, I'm just watching Coda and Kesef like barely able to contain my laughter.
Amazing.
I'm just
Even
in the
better.
corner like.
I'm just myself this entire time.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure this is the first time Coda's met another tiefling, isn't it?
Pretty much.
But yeah. So Tartaros has it's 75 gold pieces for any of the regular potions of healing, or I said 60 gold pieces.
You said
Potions of
60.
healing, and it's 175 for the greater healing.
Jesus. I mean, I'm just thinking this would be a quick patch. I'd probably use a normal one. I'd like to haggle. See if I can persuade it down to, like, 45. Or 50. We'll do it.
How would you like to haggle? What do you say?
Let Ryan do it.
I mean, I do have +8 in persuasion, so...
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
So what do you say?
I would be like, just so flustered.
My girl.
And before Tartaros and Coda start fighting over scent.
Jesus.
Let's see. But do I still have my glowing green rock?
I mean, I think you do.
Honestly, she'd probably be
have
more
it in
interested in the
my
alcohol
thing.
since she's brewing potions.
That's going to be my next game, but after that.
Are you trying the glowing green rock? Go for it.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to my glowing green.
You should still have it.
If it's not in your inventory, then maybe you used it for something.
Did you throw it at something?
I think I might have.
You may have used it as like a distraction or something. Maybe.
I think I might have.
Yeah.
I think maybe I might have used it when we tried to rescue Kessev.
I think
I
you
think I might
did.
have used
maybe.
it as a distraction.
Oh, well, that sucks.
I lost my glowing green rock. Damn.
Don't worry, you still got your alcohol.
I'll just kind of, or I'll do this. I'll be like, 60 is a decent price. How about I buy 2 of them for an even 100?
Yeah. Give me a persuasion check.
Oh my god, that was a 2, so it's a 10.
Ow. Ow.
Ugh.
She's sort of you're lovely, darling. How about this? I'll give you 2 of them for 115 gold pieces.
Hmm.
How does that
off.
sound?
That is just but the math is actually kind of good because I'm 255 pieces, so not gonna 5. Sure. I could do
Alright.
15.
So she sort of pushes 2 of them over to you, takes your 115 gold, mark that off, and you can add 2 basic potions of healing to your inventory.
And now are you going to test whether or not you can buy your...
Yeah.
And she sort of like puts the rest of the healing potions away and looks at it and says, "Is there anything else I can get for you? I do have a few other various potions besides the healing ones. Anything specific you're looking for? Anything I can help you with?"
Just see if do you have anything kind of on the unusual side?
Let's see. She sort of turns towards like the shelves in the back that you see are just littered with potions. Sort of looks... Seems to like sort of tap her lips for a second and say, "Well, I do have this one. It's a little... It's interesting. It took me a little while to make. But here," and she sort of puts it down in front of you, and you see, it's like a really like dense like purple liquid, and like sort of in this floating in the center of this liquid is like like an egg-shaped like cloud of some pink fluid, and it's just staying perfectly in the center of this potion bottle. And she says, "This potion will allow you to read someone's minds."
Oh.
Interesting.
You should not be using that on Coda right now.
You just read Coda's mind, it's just suppress the boner, suppress the boner, suppress the boner.
And she sort of, and if this isn't quite to your liking, she sort of turns around again. This one is always a popular choice amongst the more adventurous type, and she turns back around, puts another bottle next to that one, and this one it's sort of filled with, like, mostly full with an orange liquid, and the top glass of the bottle has like a dark gray like smoke that fills the bottle the rest of the way, and she says, "This one lets you breathe fire. It's a lot of fun."
Instantly
but,
glances at Kessev, like, do you really want him breathing fire too?
She sort of says, the mind-reading one will run you about 200 gold pieces, and the fire-breathing one will run you about 175 gold pieces.
Oof.
Now's the time to whip out
fire
your spider
breathing
booze.
does sound interesting.
Now's the time to whip out the spider booze. I mean,
Yeah,
in fairness,
I
you
do
can breathe
have-
fire with the spider booze and a bit of flame.
True. I say and I also have so much fire in my arsenal.
This is very true. You can
Fire
never have
is,
enough fire, though.
Not a need.
You can never
get
have
it.
enough
Oh,
fireball.
mine.
We get it to Cassie
Fair.
and use fire.
Kesef can already breathe. No, wait. She breathes
Revive.
Ice.
ice, of course.
Yeah, so we can finally all become pyromaniacs.
She could have a breath of ice and fire.
Oh, God,
Oh,
I
Game
was
of
going to
Thrones.
make that joke.
God
Oh,
damn it.
I was going to make that joke.
damn
I hate it.
I had to.
I'm upset now. You're all rocks fall. You all die. Campaign over. On.
Stop.
Why is it always rocks fall? Like, mix it up. At least let's get like stood on by some giant machination or
No, I want rocks falling.
something. Fair enough. Okay.
But yeah, she sort of puts these two in front of you and says, "These are my sort of mid-range potions. I do have one that it's one of the more expensive ones I have. It took me a little while to make, but I'm quite proud of it." And she turns around, and on like the top shelf of these like stacked potions, she takes ones down, puts it in front of you, and it's just this clear liquid. And it's just this like fully clear liquid that instead of the potion bottle being full from the bottom, it's full, like the liquid is floating in the bottle. Like it's up from all the way from the top of the bottle to about halfway down, and then the rest underneath is just air.
Interesting.
And you can see little like puffs of like some white substance in the clear liquid.
Like Lays.
But in this one, pretty much, except the air's on the bottom, not the top. But she says this one will allow you to fly.
God. Don't tempt him.
This one will run you 525 gold pieces, however. As I said, it's a little more high end.
Wow.
Is it bad that I can actually afford that?
I think it is quite bad, but
It'll
do you want to fly, good
It'll
sir?
absolutely make me absolutely broke, but I can afford it. I'll have like 20 gold left, so I don't think I will.
With those three in front of you, she sort of like puts her elbows on the counter, puts her hand on her head on her hands, and she says, "So, do any of them interest you?"
I would definitely say they're all quite interesting, but unfortunately don't think I would have any uses for them that I can think of. And unsurprisingly, in my mind, you boy can't afford that. But we'll say that part out loud. Unless she took the potion to read minds.
Not quite. But she, as you say that, she sort of, the smile sort of goes away a little bit, not fully, and she says, "Oh,
Yeah.
well."
I'll say, but I will might have something you might be interested in. Would I be able to do like a history check to see if I or did I ever know what the name of those spider things were?
I don't think you guys in character did. You never figured that out, especially technically. No.
Yeah.
Did
Would
Big
I
Broody
know
Bloodhunter
in
dudes
general?
never tell us?
Do what?
Did Big Broody Bloodhunter, aka Coda's first crush, never tell us?
I don't think he did. No.
Oh, shame.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Would I know a equally impressive name of a creature?
Coda's. Oh my god. Rever has.
I mean,
That might produce
Well, actually, no. We never knew what that thing was
alcoholic
called.
blood.
yeah, you didn't know what a Remorhaz was called either. Well, yeah.
Not the Rever has.
But I mean, what are you trying to do here?
Trying to liven up the fact that I just have some alcoholic blood.
Okay.
He's trying to
We're
make it
trying
seem
to
more
church it
valuable
up
than
a
it
bit.
is.
Indeed. And this is what I really wish I would have had distort value.
Yeah. Throw it back to when I
Yeah.
just
No,
like
no.
I had like no attacking spells, so they were all just like like deception and stuff like that. And then we spent a year in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
In all reality, like how back.
And now we're back in civilization, and I'm kitted out for war.
Perfect. But no, I mean, anything that you know, I'd say Tartarus knows. So if you want to throw a random creature out that you know in your head, I'd say go for it.
It's the
Like,
blood
you
of a
wanna
green
say
dragon.
don't know.
Dragon's blood?
I'll say I don't know anything. So
Fair enough. Give me a history check then.
okay. Oh my god. Putting the background out of it. History. Hold on. Oh, 6. Okay, I'm just gonna bluff.
Yeah, unfortunately, nothing comes to mind specifically. Like, you know these creatures you fought, but
Just explain what they
Yeah.
look like.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Draw like a
Uh,
child's drawing on a piece of parchment.
Yeah. I'm just gonna
With
kind
a
of
dead
go into a
Hawthorne.
tale of we found ourselves in some ruins beyond many traps into the heart of the ruins, where we came across these creatures that seemed to be made of just black as night, almost obsidian, little creepy crawly creatures
They weren't all.
that we were able to defeat, and then upon defeating them, realized that they had an unusual property for their blood. So I was able to capture some of that within this fine water skin.
Fine
and
water skin.
would imagine if you would be interested in such a rare ingredient.
she sort of, oh, it sounds like you ran into a cave fisher. Very rare. Yes, I could make use of this. The blood of a cave fisher. Let's see, you have about a water skin full. I can give you 5 gold pieces for that.
5 gold pieces.
You were expecting him to say 500, weren't you?
I wasn't expecting 5. Shout's gonna get drunk for that. I say, no deal.
She goes, all right. I'm not sure anyone else would make use of it in Shady Creek unless you want to try some of the people who set up their little brewing operations in the alleyways. They might buy that off of you.
So,
Not for as much as 5 gold, though.
beggar.
I sell it to a beggar for 10. Oh, Christ.
Oh, I'm gonna hang on to it.
I kind of sidle up to the counter and take out the glowing green rock trademark.
Oh, nah.
And I kind of spit on the counter and says, "Is this any interesting to you?"
She sort of pulls out like a small pair of glasses from underneath the desk, put them
Glowing green
on,
rock trademarked.
reaches over for the green rock, and inspects it. It's a cute little trinket. I don't believe it does much else besides glow faintly. I can give it to you I'd take it for a gold piece.
Nah, I could do more damage with it than a gold piece.
Well,
You can
hands it
catapult
to
that
you.
sucker.
Just goes there.
So far,
At
the
this
session
point-
is Hawthorne and Darla's thing. I'm going, what about this? Oh, and this! We're just trying to
She sort of
lighten our
puts
load.
around and says, Is there anything else I can help you with? I am quite busy, you know.
I think I'm.
I mean, no, I'm not selling that. That was a gift.
Yeah.
You-
I lost mine when I threw it at a dragon.
She sort of smiles and says, well, then you all have a wonderful day. She takes the 3 potions that she put out, puts them back on the shelf, and sort of just stares at you as you presumably leave.
I kind of just as we're about to turn to walk, I just kind of whisper to like Coda, and it's like, yo, dude, you should go ask her out.
It's at that point where like Coda's like he's been zoned out the entire time. He just hears that.
What?
That's when he becomes flustered. He's like, no.
And I kind of just smirk and go, oh, young love. And I kind of just walk out the front door.
Says, have a wonderful day.
Thanks.
She gives Coda a wink as she sort of turns around and heads back to the back room.
And Hawthorne could not contain it.
That wink, emotionally and
So
physically.
dragging Coda by his collar, Misty and Brock style. Yes, absolutely.
Amazing.
My temptation to have been like, I whip out my instrument and start playing.
Please.
I'll say, you have to play I'm Blue by Apple 65.
God.
Oh no.
Oh my god. But yeah, it's starting to get later. Your haggling and your traveling through town has taken some time off the day. Anything else you guys would like to do today?
Not really.
I'm just happy I got healing.
Coda cannot think of anything else for the rest of the day. Except that wink.
He's gonna be curled up in the middle of a tavern somewhere, just like trying his hardest to make sure it's not seen.
I'll be like, what I'll do is like I'll spend the night like walking past the store, hoping it's just like joke like it's like I bumped into her, but obviously I was like waiting around and pretended it's like what a weird coincidence.
You realize waiting around for someone in Shady Creek probably makes them think they're gonna stab you, right?
I'm actually gonna do that.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
But, anyway. Yeah, the sun starts to set. Get to like sort of evening. And yeah, is there anything else you guys want to do? Anything else you guys
Not
like
really.
to investigate? Or you just want to head back to the empty keg?
Cody's just gonna go cry himself to sleep at this.
But yeah, so you guys just head to the empty keg where
Yeah.
Varen told you to meet him. Cool.
Aye.
You guys
I've got
get
something
there.
to fill the empty keg with.
God damn it.
By the blood.
Hawthorne, you know where the empty keg is.
Damn right I do.
You see the familiar bartender behind the bar, an old, like, lizard folk man. His name is Kresh. He's just sort of, doing that classic bartender wiping a glass that looks like sparkling clean.
Of course he is.
You look around. The bar's, like, decently full at this time. There's a fair amount of people. You see some games of dice and cards going on in some of the corners, people drinking. Yeah, anything. You still have a little time before you meet up with Varen. Anything you guys want to do, or just pass the time? Any drinks you want to get? Play any games of chance? Up to you guys.
I'm not going to buy a drink. I kind of mutter to myself and summon ale in my dragon vessel.
Uh-huh.
And just sort of start drinking from that, because I know it's not, like, laced with anything.
No, outside establishment.
Kresh sees you drinking from this, like, horn of this vessel, and he just sort of stares at you, like, glares at you while wiping the glass.
Consider you not BYOB.
I don't think any bar BYOB.
No,
I know
not
a
really.
couple of particular types of clubs that are.
That's true.
Anyway,
This is not one of those.
I kind of just, like, sidle up to the counter and put, like, 5 gold coins on the counter and just sort of say, you never saw that.
and before you know it, those gold coins, you blink, they're gone.
Fast as always.
But and he just goes back to like watching the bar. Occasionally, someone will come up and he'll just quietly make them a drink. But yeah. Anything else you guys want to do?
I just want to find a dark, quiet corner where I can settle down and just sort of watch the place without being noticeable.
All right. The rest of you guys, anything you'd like to do?
I place 140 gold coins on the dice table.
Tarharos, no! Now is not the time to gamble.
I mean, you can gamble.
Oh, God.
I don't.
Oh god, everything.
All
I
right.
can almost guarantee half those tables are rigged.
What?
It's Shady Creek.
What are there?
You see, there's one dice game going on. You see, it looks like there's at least 2 tables where the same dice game is being played. And then you see one table of a card game going on. But I mean, I'd say give me a history check to see if you know either of these games, because there's a chance you might.
And that one, so no.
You've seen card games and dice games being played in like some taverns that you've played in, but you never really paid much attention because you didn't really have the coin to spend on those games at the time. So you see them being played, but you're not entirely sure.
No, I
I can just imagine Coda settling down at the table and just going, "Go fish."
Yeah. If only I had better sleight of hand. I do have a deck of cards. I could attempt to cheat.
Indeed.
But
Don't tempt me, I'm not gonna do it.
Go watch. He'd be like keeping an eye on the card game. He'd be intrigued because he would never actually have played anything like these before.
Yeah. You see, it's kind of just like highest total wins. You see cards being dealt out in 3 rounds. Bets happen each round, and at the end, all 3 cards are flipped over. Whoever has the highest total gets the pot. That seems to be the basis of the game.
Okay.
But if you're interested.
Yeah, Coda would walk up like, not having a clue what to do, and just to get an idea, I think he'd just play like, I don't know, 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah, so you sort of walk up to the table. At this table, there are currently 3 other people playing this game: a human man, a half-orc woman, and a dragonborn, a gold-scaled dragonborn, but without a tail. So this is one of the Ravenites. But they're all sort of, he's a man. So all 3 of them are sort of gathered around the table. You sort of walk up. They eye you. The human man looks at you and says, "Looking to join us?"
Why not?
Finds 20 gold.
Sure.
Alright. Steal up a new hand. And, So, cards go out. I need you to roll a d8 and do not tell me the number, but remember it.
Okay, let me find a D8. Where the hell is it? Ah, there we go. Cool.
And I'm going to have the 3 of them also, get their numbers. They sort of all look at their cards. The human sort of checks the table. It's your turn to bet higher if you'd like.
Oh, check.
Alright, the Dragonborn also checks, and the half-orc woman actually throws in an additional 3 gold. So then it goes back to the human. He throws in 3 gold, and now it's up to you. Would you like to stay in?
So, would my roll... What does my roll tell me? Obviously I can't tell you my roll, but what does that roll tell me? Whether or not
so that's basically the first number. It's basically trying to get the highest. So that's the first number you have. You know you have 3 more numbers coming up.
Gotcha. I said I'll just do 1 round, so I'll see it through. So yeah, I'll go in 3 gold. At least see the next part.
Right, and then yeah, the Dragonborn stays in as well, so that's an extra 12 gold. Now I need you to roll a d6, and again, don't tell me what the number is.
Cool.
Alright, again, this time the betting starts with you, so it's up to you if you'd like to bet anything or check it.
I'll start with the check.
Start with a check. The Dragonborn also checks. The half-orc woman seems to lean back and check as well, and so does the human. They all check, so the final hand goes out. This is a d4. Hold on 1 second. Alright. Alright. So 1 more round of betting. This time starting with the Dragonborn. Dragonborn checks. The half-orc woman throws in another 3 gold. The human also throws in 3 gold. Your turn to call or not.
I will raise to 10.
To 10 gold.
10 gold.
Yeah. All right. The Dragonborn sort of throws the cards in and folds. The half-orc woman calls. And the human man sort of drums the fingers on the desk for a while and also calls. And yeah, and then at the end, cards flip over. The human man has 8. The half-orc woman has 9 total. And what do you have?
11.
Oh!
Yeah, you win it. So yeah, you get Sorry, doing math in my head.
Oh god.
With the house taking part of the initial buy-in, you end up with 82 gold pieces.
Nice.
I at this point, I kind of see Code having some luck, and I think might chance my luck at one of the dice tables.
Yeah,
Of course.
I said he would just play 1 round, have an idea of how it works, and then he will leave the table.
Sure.
All
But
right.
yeah, you want to play a little dice?
Sure.
Yeah. This game, simple game. Buy-in's a little cheaper for dice. It's 10 gold buy-in.
All right.
Is it just Hawthorne for now? Anyone else want to give it a go?
Oh, Cody will have a go at that game too. Why not?
All right.
Go on, Taros. Come on, Kessiv. Join us. Let's all bet and lose our money.
At that point, I think it would just be us 4 playing.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, so we're just gonna a net loss of money.
No, I want all of it. I'm taking everyone's money.
Right. So I think it's just you and me. John, quick.
Yeah, so for this, there's definitely, there's one guy who, he looks like he works in the tavern. He's, basically rolling dice, throwing them out. The player, you see one, an Aarakocra man who he's got, sort of a falcon's exterior. He's sort of watching as the dealer sort of rolls 2 dice. You see they come out, they're 6-sided dice. Comes out, you see a 5 and a 3, and you see the Aarakocra just sort of slams his hands into the table, throws his hands up and walks out. And you see the man standing sort of on the other side of this table, look at you too as you approach and say, come to find out if you have Avandra's favor, have you?
How's that?
Possibly.
Simple. 10 gold buy-in. I roll the dice. If you hit a 7 or a 12, you double your money. If you don't, you lose your money. And you do have the option of doing a bit of a double or nothing. Double your 10 gold buy-in to add another dice to the roll. If you win, you get double your money. You lose everything.
And is
Simple, right?
And is that I assume that's 2 6-sided dice. Add them together.
Yes, exactly. Plus the option to double your bet to add another 6-sided dice.
Yeah, because I'm a mathematician, so I know what the probability of that is.
Oh, I don't like that.
Uh,
I mean,
Like,
7
let
is the
me
most
rephrase
common
that.
roll.
Coda's not a mathematician, so you shush.
Yeah, but
he
Hawthorne's
sort
a
of-
gambling man, so he'll go double or nothing.
Well, he sort of the man sort of puts up his hand. Well, see what your dice are to begin with, unless you want to start off with a 20 gold bet.
Good call. Let's just roll the dice and see what we get.
All right, and so he sort of scoops up the 2 dice, shakes them, and throws them out. You got a 2 and a 1, so a total of 3. He sort of looks at you. Tough luck. Would you like to try the double or nothing?
You know what? Sure. I'll take a double or nothing.
All right, so now it's 20 gold, and he's gonna add an extra die. For a 2, unfortunately, that is 5 total. He sort of says, tough luck, my friend.
Ah, well.
That is 20 gold from you.
It is what it is.
And he looks over to Coda next. How about you, my young friend? Would you like to give it a go as well?
me as Ryan is thinking that this is definitely a game that is rigged towards the house big time, mathematically. But Coda will be like, yeah, sure. 10 gold.
Alright, 10 gold. You got a 6 and a 5 right off the bat.
Wow.
So you're unfortunately
That would be a fail, and I'd need
You need
a
a
1.
1 on a d6. He says, but he looks at you and says, that is a tough one, but there's a chance. Would you like to take it?
I mean, it's the 1/6 chance.
Stop mathing.
Oh, never. I think Coda would know basic math. Oh, maybe not.
No.
Maybe not basic probability like that, no. He's very uneducated.
Probability is not basic math.
Yeah.
But probability of a dice, I think, is manageable. I want one number out of 6 possible numbers, 1 in 6. I think that's fine.
Yeah, those aren't too bad odds.
So he looks over at you, Coda, says, would you like to double or nothing?
I think I'll cut my losses on that one.
Fair enough. He sort of scoops up the dice, takes your 10 gold, says, well, if you gentlemen are all set, I hope you have
I sort of
one
glanced at
more
the
time."
dice guy and said, for the fun of it, can you just roll the third dice anyway to see if he would have won?
Why not? That was another 5.
Ah, you saved your money.
When to cut my... That's 16.6% chance.
Oh my god.
God, don't do
But,
math.
yeah. You sort of, if that's, if anyone else like to gamble, anything else anybody would
Yeah.
like to do in the tavern before Varen shows up?
I've made a little intent.
Tartarus?
I say I'm so bewildered and don't know what's going on, so I go to my coping mechanism.
I'm sorry, are you dancing?
God damn
Are
it.
you dancing on a table?
Yes, I am.
Oh no, why?
I do that when I'm nervous.
Oh no,
Very
why? I already glanced over it, I just see Tartarus on the table and it's like, oh look, Tartarus is normal height. Wait, what are you doing?
You just start dancing on the table?
I mean,
I wouldn't, but I just think that'd be hilarious.
It would be.
We're trying to not draw as much suspicion to ourselves. I
Please
think.
don't, I've got a price on my head that's probably enough to buy this entire town.
Yeah, unless there's...
I'll have a go at cards.
Yeah, you want to play the card game? Sure.
Sure, screw it.
Alright.
What, do you get a D6 and a D4, yeah?
Well, hold on 1 second. So yeah, you start off, you sit at the table, it's the same 3 players as before, no one else has really joined them, but Yeah. So the first card is dealt. So you roll a D8 for that first card.
Sure.
Don't tell me the number.
Right.
I need to refine my D8s.
Cool.
All right. Also, yeah, it was a 20 gold buy-in. So
20 gold buy-in. Cool. I'll just take that off now.
I'm not playing, but I'm rolling the dice just to see what I'd get.
Fair enough. So yeah. Again, the half-orc woman starts off with a check. It's your turn to bet if you'd like.
I'll put another 5 gold on the table.
Alright, the Dragonborn sort of scoffs this time and folds immediately. The human man calls your 5, and so is the half-orc woman.
Okay.
After that, roll a d6. And your turn to start initial bet.
I'll just call this time.
Yeah, check. Both the human and the half-orc also check as well. And then we're going to do a d4.
Alright.
The human bets another 5 gold. Half-orc calls.
I'll call as well. Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna raise it by. I'll match the 5 and then raise by 10, so 15.
Ow.
15.
Yeah.
Both of them call as well. Yeah.
All right.
So
that it?
yeah, give me a second. I'm doing some math in my head,
No worries.
which takes a while. All right. Reveal your cards.
Okay.
You see the human has 11. The half-orc has 10.
13.
Damn, yeah, goes to you.
I rolled
After
an
the house
8
cut.
and a 4 on the D&D 4.
Damn.
And then
that's
rolled a
fucking
1
nice.
on the D6.
You end
Nice.
up with, after the house cut, about 95 gold pieces.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Cheeky bit of gambling. I kind
Alright,
of
yeah.
smile at the table and say, "He's up for another round."
Oh no.
You see the human just sort of, he gets up, walks away. Seems to be out of money. The half-orc's just like glaring at you, and then back at Coda, and then over at you, and back at Coda.
What'd I do?
Cracks her
You
knuckles.
beat them
He's like,
earlier.
I think you and your friends should move on.
Okay.
I was just-
You know what? That's a good call. I'm gonna go get a drink.
I
Have a
didn't
nice
do
drink.
it.
You beat them like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, but I wouldn't stay at the table and be like, "Oh, let's have another game." I just left.
Yeah, but they've seen you together, so they assume that, or at least this half-orc's assuming that you played him.
God, guilty by association.
Pretty much.
Sorry.
Um,
I mean, it's me.
Yeah,
I'm
anything
used
else
to
you
that.
guys like to do?
Coda's now, taking in Hawthorne's head and collecting that bounty.
Amazing.
Oh god. Out of interest, how much is the bounty on my head?
You don't know. You want to go ask the people who put the bounty up?
Yeah, sure. Sounds like a great idea. I'll go knock on the Jagged front door and say, "Yo, how much is that bounty you put on my head?"
Yeah, that's the,
Oh.
if you show up,
I'm here to collect.
if you show up,
But it's not like it's not like a public bounty. This is like the Jagantoth family has been hired specifically. So it's not like a bounty on a board or anything like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we're done pissing off the gamblers.
hey, you pissed me off.
Yeah. Anything else you guys would like to do in the tavern before Varen shows up?
I think we're good.
Not really.
Um,
I'll also
Alright.
pat my pockets to make sure I've not been robbed while I've been milling about.
Yeah, it seems like your gold is all there.
Good.
Alright, in that case, as night progresses, the sun sets outside, the tavern gets a little busier, a little rowdier, and eventually you guys notice Varen slipping in. He joins you all at the table you found in the corner. And that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Oh, God damn it.
But,
It's been a while since we've done a session with no combat. It's been nice.
yeah, no combat today. Nice shopping episode.
I was about first session without combat because I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had a session without combat.
No, probably hasn't been. Usually sessions without combat happen in Civilization. You guys haven't been in Civilization in a long time.
We've not been in Civilization since like the second session. It's weird.
Yeah. It really is.
No. It's nice seeing a slightly better armor class on Hawthorne now.
Indeed.
That one extra AC will come in handy.
Definitely. But yeah, that is the end of our session for tonight. I hope you guys had fun with the shopping episode.
I'm still thinking about
It was
good. Dude. Oh, God.
For your information, it's actually a S-E-N-T rather than S-C-E-N-T.
Ah!
He doesn't even know her name. Wow.
I mean, it's said the same, but her
Spell it out.
yeah, and you wouldn't know how she spells it, but this is more out of
I know. I'm giving.
information.
It's called giving him shit.
Yeah.
I assumed it was that scent because obviously tiefling names tend to go from like words like that, like scent.
Oh, definitely.
That's why it made sense to me.
No, that's get to know the character more. Maybe you'll learn a little more about her if you wanna know
Nudge,
some
nudge, hint,
information
hint,
like
wink,
that.
wink.
Don't tempt me. Well, but no, definitely tempt me.
I mean, is that what I was doing?
Yes.
We're gonna have one of those kind of sessions, are we?
Yeah. Next stream, NSFW tag warning.
It just
Yeah, right.
Dad, you makes me remember Mark's session with
Yeah.
yeah.
The what?
A long story.
I.
Yeah.
We'll talk after stream. That's an after stream one, I think.
I.
Yeah.
God damn it. Anyway,
Yeah.
on that note, I'm going to wrap up there.
Good night.
It's been
Bye,
fun.
stream.
It's been fun. I hope you have all had a great time. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye, chat.